Hello, my name is Laura Petracco, and I recently saw The Phantom of the Opera at the Aronoff Center in Cincinnati, Ohio, and I am here to give you my personal review of the show. The main story in this show revolves around a beautiful soprano named Christine Daae, who becomes the obsession of a mysterious, disfigured musical genius, the Phantom of the Opera, who lives beneath a 19th century Paris opera house. The Phantom does everything in his power to make Christine the star of the opera, even when the management team tries to do otherwise. A love triangle emerges, and Christine has to choose between the Phantom or Raoul, who is a patron of the opera. Okay, like usual, I'm just gonna start at the top of my list and work my way down. Number 1 is the set. I can't put into words how overwhelming the set was. There is this humongous set piece that was used often in the show, and it's a piece that kind of travels along like a track, I guess, on the stage. And the first time you see it is when the Phantom is taking Christine down into his lair. And it is so impressive. As they come down, steps are coming out of it. It looks like a movie, but it's a live stage production. I get super overwhelmed in shows that I see, and when this piece was used the first time, I got a little overwhelmed. It was just so cool, and it made it so real. So real. It was awesome. The other set piece that I must mention is the iconic Phantom chandelier. When those chords played as the chandelier was coming down from the ceiling, again, I got so overwhelmed and so emotional. It's so powerful. It was very, very, I can't even explain it. It was so cool. The second thing on my list was the singing in general. Obviously, straight from the title, you know that this is going to be classical, you know, operatic singing. I will be the first to tell you that I am not the biggest fan of opera and classical singing like that. But these performers absolutely changed my mind. These performers were so well trained, and they made listening to operatic singing so much more enjoyable than I ever thought it would be. One small little complaint that I had is that it was hard to understand what they were saying at times. I do have to give them props that their diction and, you know, their emphasizing of certain syllables and words and whatever, it was great. But when the sopranos get so high that you can hardly even understand what they're saying, that's where I kind of came out of the show. But I will have to say there were minimal times that happened. If you're not a fan of opera music, please, please, please do not rule this show out. Give it a chance, like I did, and see what you think. The story and the music and the costumes in the set, it will all blow your mind, I guarantee it, and the music and the singing will be like an afterthought once you see it. The third and last item on my list is costumes. The costumes in this production were designed by Maria Bjornson. The costumes were so intricate and so detailed. This was another part of the show that left me almost speechless. I loved the men's like dapper suits that they wore. And then, I mean, the women's outfits were unbelievable. Now, I imagine that all of the dresses that the women wore were at least 20 pounds each. All right, that is all that I have for you this time. I hope you enjoyed my review of the Phantom of the Opera tour from Cincinnati, Ohio. I'd like to give a special thanks to Broadway in Cincinnati for inviting me to see this production of the Phantom of the Opera. Be sure to get your tickets to the show. They are in town until November 27th, and you can get your tickets at the Aronoff's website. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon for another Broadway in Cincinnati review.